It's the year 1603. You're 69 years old. You have ruled for 44 of them. You sit in Richmond Palace beneath a gray English sky. The walls are quiet. Your beloved courtiers, Cecil, Dudley, Walsingham, are long gone. The halls once filled with music and clever conversation now echo with the sound of your footsteps and your silence. You haven't spoken much in weeks. You refuse to lie down. You refuse to sleep. Instead, you sit on cushions, slumped and still, your eyes focused on some invisible point in the middle distance. Servants approach, gently, anxiously. You wave them away. You are not afraid of death. But you are not quite ready to welcome it, either. You know that death is not just an ending, it's a moment that history will judge. And you've spent your entire life crafting your story, controlling your image. How you die matters, so you sit upright, refusing the bed, refusing the final pose, because you are not just a queen, you are a legend. And legends do not fade in their sleep. Outside, the court waits. Rumors swirl. Who will succeed you? You've never named an heir outright, never wanted to, never dared. Speaking the name of your successor would be to invite the end, but everyone knows it will be James VI of Scotland, son of Mary, Queen of Scots. The irony isn't lost on anyone. The son of the woman you executed will wear your crown. Some say you whisper his name at the end. Others claim you nod slightly when asked if James is to be king. Still others believe you say nothing at all. No one knows for sure, because by now you barely speak. Your physical body has weakened. The white paint you once wore, thickly made of lead and vinegar, has taken its toll. Your teeth are rotted, your hair is thin and patched. You suffer from a throat infection, fatigue, and maybe worse. No official diagnosis exists. There was no 17th century term for depression, but many believe it took hold of you. And yet, even in your fading, you control your image. When you finally do allow yourself to be moved to a bed, it is with dignity. The end comes quietly. March 24th, 1603. You are surrounded by attendants, but not crowds. There is no dramatic last line, no public farewell. You close your eyes in the early hours, and after nearly half a century on the throne, you stop breathing. You are dead, and England holds its breath. You are embalmed, as is custom, and your body is displayed for days. The funeral procession is elaborate. Thousands line the streets of London to witness your coffin pass by. Horses are draped in black. Bells toll for hours. A wax effigy of you, resplendent in crown and robes, rides atop your coffin. Even in death, you maintain the image, queen, eternal, untouched. Your body is buried in Westminster Abbey, in the same tomb as your half-sister Mary, the woman who tried to reverse the Protestant reforms, the one known as Bloody Mary. Their epitaph reads, "Partners both in throne and grave, here rest two sisters, Elizabeth and Mary, in hope of the resurrection." But you know better. You were not partners. You were opposites. You crafted your reign through caution, survival, intelligence, and theater. You kept England Protestant, but not Puritan. You defied marriage. You crushed revolts. You survived dozens of plots. And you transformed a struggling, debt-ridden kingdom into a rising global power. In doing so, you left no heir, only a legacy. But what is that legacy? Some historians paint you as a shrewd master of propaganda, a ruler who used the Virgin Queen image to mask political maneuvers. Others see you as a lonely woman, isolated by power, surrounded by sycophants and ghosts. Some credit you for laying the foundation for the British Empire. Others blame you for the brutal beginnings of colonization. You remain, even now, difficult to define. You were a scholar fluent in Latin and Greek, skilled in rhetoric, and a voracious reader. You were a stateswoman negotiating alliances, suppressing rebellions, and walking a knife's edge of diplomacy. You were a performer staging grand processions, carefully choosing your words, and turning your court into a theater of power. You were, above all, a survivor. Your reign saw plague, war, famine, and assassination attempts. But it also saw the flourishing of Shakespeare, Marlowe, exploration, commerce, and the formation of England's national identity. You are remembered as Gloriana, Good Queen Bess, and the Virgin Queen. No monarch after you would rule with such absolute personal authority. The Stuart dynasty would begin with James I, and with it, a more formalized relationship between crown and parliament. The seeds of civil war were planted. The divine right of kings would be challenged. England would never again be ruled quite the way you did. You were the end of an era. And for all the portraits that tried to make you immortal, for all the marble faces and golden gowns you remained, at your core, a human woman in an impossible role. You lived under constant scrutiny, constant threat, and constant pressure. And still you reigned, for 44 years, without a husband, without a child, without a civil war. And when someone asks what made Elizabeth I great, the answer is not found in a single victory or a grand speech. It is found in a life lived entirely on a tightrope, in a kingdom that did not yet know its place in the world. You gave it direction, you gave it stability, you gave it time to breathe. And when you died, the world felt it. Even today, your reign is remembered as a golden age. But you would have laughed at that. You knew it was never golden. It was smoke and mirrors, politics and survival, pageantry and pain. You wore the crown, but never rested under it. And as your legacy continues to ripple through history, one final question remains. Was Elizabeth truly the monarch England needed? Or just the one it was lucky enough to survive?